Lebanon's Iran-backed Hezbollah movement fired a barrage of rockets into northern Israel Wednesday, killing a civilian, after Israel carried out a deadly strike in South Lebanon. Hezbollah, an ally of Palestinian militant group Hamas, has exchanged near-daily cross-border fire with the Israeli army since Hamas gunmen launched an unprecedented attack on southern Israel on October 7, triggering war in Gaza. Israeli rescue teams searching a damaged building in the border town of Kiryat Shmona found a 25-year-old who was unconscious, with no pulse and not breathing, and pronounced him dead at the scene, the Magen David Adom Emergency Service said. Hezbollah said its fighters fired dozens of rockets at Kiryat Shmona in retaliation for what it called the massacre committed by the Zionist enemy, Israel, in the South Lebanon village of Habriyeh. The emergency response arm of Jama Islamiyah, a Lebanese militant group closely linked to Hamas, said a number of people were killed in the overnight Israeli strike in Habriyeh. The Israeli military said the target of the strike was some military compound, and those killed were Jama Islamiyah militants. It said a significant terrorist operative and other members of the group were planning attacks against Israel at the time of the strike. A Jama Islamiyah official, on condition of anonymity as they were not authorized to speak to the media, told AFP said 7 rescuers were killed when an emergency center in the village was hit. Lebanon's official national news agency said that enemy warplanes destroyed the emergency center and led to the martyrdom of 7 members of the medical team. An AFP correspondent at the funeral procession in Habriyeh saw 7 coffins covered in the Lebanese standard and the flag of the Jama Islamiyah-affiliated emergency response group. Lebanon's health ministry denounced a new Israeli attack on a health center, adding that it contravened international conventions on the protection of civilians and humanitarian workers. Jama Islamiyah's armed wing, the Far Forces, has claimed attacks against Israel from Lebanon since the start of the hostilities. On March 24, an Israeli drone strike in eastern Lebanon's Bekaa Valley targeted Jama Islamiyah official Mohammed Asaf, a Lebanese security source said, adding that he survived but a Syrian civilian was killed. Cross-border fire since October has killed at least 338 people in Lebanon, most of them Hezbollah fighters, but also including at least 64 civilians, according to an AFP count. At least 10 soldiers and 8 civilians have been killed in Israel, according to the Israeli military. The hostilities have prompted an exodus of civilians from vulnerable areas on both sides of the border and raised fears of all-out conflict between Israel and Hezbollah, which fought a devastating war in 2006.